Hello, welcome back to public finance class, and we'll be talking about fiscal policy and economic development in the seventh module, fiscal policy and economic development. And we will look briefly into the meaning of fiscal policy, the objective of fiscal policy. We also look into the tools of fiscal policy and the role of fiscal policy in stabilizing and stimulating the economy. And by way of the definition, fiscal policy is the deliberate use of government spending, taxation, and borrowing to influence economic activity, redistribute income, and also promote social welfare. And according to uh, International Monetary Fund, IMF, it provides a more institutional perspective by defining fiscal policy as the use of government spending and revenue collection to influence the economy, particularly to promote strong, sustainable, and inclusive growth while ensuring fiscal sustainability. And similarly, according to Bagava 2001, uh, fiscal policy is seen as the policy under which the government uses its expenditure and revenue program to produce desirable effects on national income, production, and employment. And it is a powerful tool for guiding a nation's economy and fostering long-term development. And unlike the monetary policy, which targets money supply and interest rates. Fiscal policy directly influences resource allocation, employment, and infrastructure. And we can see the dual purpose of fiscal policy and looking at it, fiscal policy serve two main purposes in the context of economic development. The first is stabilizing mechanism. It's serving a purpose of stabilizing the economy as it is used to counter cyclical fluctuation such as inflation, unemployment and recession. And the second aspect of or the purpose is the developmental tools and it channels resources towards strategic sectors critical for sustained growth. Looking at the aspect of fiscal policy as a stabilizing tool, um, during recession, during the recession period, government can implement an expansionary fiscal policy by increasing spending or reducing tax to stimulate aggregate demand, create job, and also counter unemployment. And as per the inflation, during the period of inflation, government can use a contractional fiscal policy by decreasing spending or increasing tax to reduce aggregate demands and control rising price. In terms of it as a developmental tool, um, the first aspect we look into is the infrastructural development. And for this, government use spendings on road, railways, and power plants to enhance a country's long-term productive capacity. And as per the human capital, um, fiscal policy can support long-term growth by funding investments in education and health care. We have some key objective of fiscal policy, which range from macroeconomic stability to economic growth and development, employment generation, price stability, redistribution of income and wealth, correcting balance and of payment deficits, and lastly, resource mobilization and capital formation. For macroeconomic stability, fiscal policy serves to manage output, employment, and prices. And as per the economic growth and development, fiscal policy promotes long-term economic expansion through strategic investment. As per the employment generation, fiscal policy is being used to or serves as a mechanism to create jobs and achieve full employment through public investment and incentive. Under the price stability, Fiscal policy is used to control inflation and maintain the purchasing power of currency. And as per the redistribution of income and wealth, it's being used to reduce inequality through progressive taxation and social welfare program. And second to the last is the correcting balance of payment deficits, and for this it serves as a means to manage external trade imbalance by promoting external and reducing export and reducing import. And lastly, for the resource mobilization and capital formation, fiscal policy serves as a means to finance development by mobilizing domestic savings and investment. Seeing what are the key tools of fiscal policy? What are the key tools of fiscal policy? We have a number of it, they ranging from taxation to public expenditure, public borrowing, deficit financing, subsidies and transfers, budgetary policy, and public debt management. As per taxation as a key tool in fiscal policy, it serves as an avenue to influence disposable income, the consumption, and investment through adjustments to direct and indirect taxes. For public expenditure as a key tool, it serves as a stimulant. It stimulates aggregate um, demand and stabilizes the economy through strategic government spending. And public borrowing as a key tool of finance and fiscal policy serves as an avenue to mobilize resources for public projects by borrowing from domestic and external sources. And then deficit financing is a tool that stimulates economic activity by funding government expenditure through borrowing or money creation. We also have the subsidy and transfer as a tool, and this serves to support consumption of essential goods and provide income to vulnerable groups. And we also have the budgetary policy as a tool, and this is used to stabilize the economy by choosing between balanced budget and strategic deficits. And lastly, both the public debt management as a tool serves as a means to ensure fiscal sustainability through the responsible management of government debt. We have challenges or constraints of fiscal policy, and the effectiveness of fiscal policy can be limited by several factors, but we just look at three. The first is time lag, and there can be significant delay between when the policy is decided and when its effects are felt in the economy. Also, another challenge is the policy constraints, political constraints. Fiscal policy decisions are often influenced by political consideration, which can hinder the implementation of necessary but unpopular measures. And lastly, debt accumulation as a challenge. Persistent deficits can lead to rising public debt, which may become unsustainable. In conclusion, fiscal policy is an essential tool for governments to guide their economies. Its dual role as a stabilizing mechanism and a developmental tool makes it a cornerstone of public finance. And successful fiscal policy depends on careful design, institutional capacity, and political will to balance short-term and long-term uh, objective. Thank you.